In today's video, I'll be drawing this bacon egg toast as a third video on painting a realistic drawing using Procreate. I drew by tracing last time, but this time I completed the design without tracing. I'm also going to show you the brush I use and tips for coloring in this video. Alright, let's start. From the plus button at the upper right, we are going to create a canvas. Add a layer on top first, grab a pen pencil, and here we are going to start drawing a rough sketch. There are some pen pencils you can find by default, but I customized my own pen pencil, which is slightly thinner, and I always use it for rough sketches. You will color over this rough sketch later, so you don't need to worry too much about the details. Just try to draw roughly by drawing many lines. Once you're done with the rough sketch, set the opacity of this layer to around 10% to make it slightly visible. Add many layers on top of it where you'll be coloring. I have this picture of egg toast as a reference, which I found on the website on this brand called Bermuda. I want to use it as a reference for colors, so leave it somewhere on the screen. Next, we are going to roughly color the base, and the brush I'm using here is a coloring brush, which I customized myself too. If you want to use one from what you have by default, there's a hard airbrush, so I suggest using that instead to color. Once you color the egg yolk, it's time to color the egg white. Separate the layers and add a layer underneath this yellow color, and color here in white. This is what I say in my other Procreate tutorial videos, but it's the best to separate layers so it gets easier to fix some parts later, so try to separate layers for colors. Once you're done coloring the base, we are going to add details to the layer for the egg yolk. When doing so, select this egg yolk layer and turn on this option that says Alpha Lock. About Alpha Lock, it's a function that enables you to color without sticking out the layer when you turn it on. This time, use a watercolor brush to draw this shadow around the egg yolk. There is a blurring tool which can be found from the finger icon here. You can apply and make use of both blurring tool and watercolor brush to draw nicely. Once you have a good balance of light and shadow for the egg white, add a new layer. We are going to start drawing the crispy edge of the egg using a 6B pen pencil. I could have drawn it on the same layer as the one for the egg white, but I figured I would probably want to alter the color or erase something later on, and I didn't want the egg white to be erased too, and that's why I separated the layers here on purpose. Next, we are going to color the bacon. Click on the bacon layer and turn on the alpha lock. We are going to add colors on top of it. I honestly struggled with the bacon. I was drawing it using a white color brush, but I couldn't do it well, so I ended up using this brush called Wet Acrylic Brush, and it turned out to be a success. It probably took me an hour to draw this painting, but half of the time was spent on this bacon. So I struggled drawing the bacon for around 30 to 40 minutes. As I usually try out many kinds of brushes to see which one works the best while thinking there has to be a better way to draw, but I'm hoping to introduce you about great features or brushes I discovered them in my future videos. After coloring the bacon, we'll start coloring the toast. Alpha lock the toast layer first, and then we'll start adding colors on top of it. Roughly work on the light and shadows using a brush called Soft Brush. Once you're done coloring the toast, add a new layer on top of it where we'll be drawing rough surface or adding textures there. Select the layer added where it will show you an option that says Clippy Mask, so turn it on. It was Alpha Lock earlier, but now choose Clippy Mask. Select a charcoal block brush that has textures and roughly color over the toast like this. This one won't stick out as well. When you turn on the Clippy Mask, there should be a small arrow display on the left, meaning that the color wouldn't stick out against the layer underneath. Alpha Lock is about coloring without sticking out the layer being colored. It's a bit difficult to use these functions differently, and I'm hoping to make a video on this soon. But just remember that there are Alpha Lock and Clippy Mask that help you color without sticking out for now. At last, I have a smooth curve around the edges of toes right now, so I'm going to trace using a 6B pen pencil to add a jagged-like textures. After this, color the background surface, the shadow part using a soft brush before we end. So I'm going to fast forward a bit from here to the end. Alright, it's complete. I was adding some black papers, but I ran out of storage on my iPhone, so I didn't follow through on them. But anyway, it's done. I'll upload more videos on realistic paintings using Procreate, so please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Thank you for watching this video. Bye bye!